What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do an all my love reading for the sign of Cancer. Okay, Cancer, you guys are third this week on the zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal, so take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay. Cancer, just a friendly reminder, okay, during this week, okay, that this is your permanent spot for your reading, okay. The first week of every month is when you can anticipate your read, okay. If you know your birth chart, by all means, you can look out for the next zodiac lineups for the next 2 weeks, okay. I usually always release the signs upcoming for the following week on Saturdays. Okay, sometimes it might be on Sundays if I'm a little bit behind schedule. You can also go on my channel and look at the greetings and exclusives playlist for all updates related to the channel. I did one while I was on break. Okay, about the new lineups and permanent spots. Okay, and so by all means, I'm just letting you guys know, just in case you missed your other videos and you come to this one, because I know people like to jump around depending on what their main focus is. Okay, and so, or you might have your favorite videos or readings that you like to watch. And so, just in case you jump around, now you know. First week of every month is where you can get your reading, okay? So, this All My Love reading is primarily focusing around love. This is taking the place of the Tap Into Your Souls, okay? Which was more of a therapeutic type reading, okay? Used to help you heal, okay, from any toxic or karmic energy that you may have on you, or just in your subconscious. And so the energy kind of shifted, where it's now time for people to start focusing on love again, or are starting to focus on love again. And so after healing, all right, now if you feel like you still need some healing of some sort, by all means you can go look at the Tap Into Your Souls playlist on my channel, and you can find all of the readings there. It's like 70 of those readings, okay? I pretty much ran through the whole Soul 2 cards, and so that's why this reading had to change, along with my ancestors kind of giving me, a channeled message to me that it was time to do a new reading, okay? So this reading is just kind of like mirroring the Dreamcatcher read, except it's about love, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. I pretty much do the same thing as I would, just with a different, 3 different decks, okay? So we're gonna start with one from the top in reference to your energy. We have one from the bottom in reference to the energy between you, the energy of the situation and or person, okay? And then one from the middle, one energetically from the middle, which is the energy between you and the situation or person, okay? So let's see what you have, Cancer. We have creativity for your energy, okay? We have ownership in regards to the situation and or person, okay? And then we have responsibility, okay, which is the energy between you and the person and or situation, okay? Getting where you fit in, okay, with this. If you're not focused on a particular person or concerned right now with a particular person, then consider this in reference to a situation, okay? Make this reading fit for you. Whatever doesn't resonate, pass the rest, okay, to the next. So let's start off with your energy, Cancer, with this creativity, okay? I'm really digging this deck, okay? I pretty much love the colors, and it's pretty much, you can kind of consider them as like an oracle card, okay? So, creativity, you have to devise, you love to devise new ideas, innovations, and forms of illumination. You love to devise new ideas, innovations, and forms of illumination. Okay, creativity. So, this is in reference to your love. So, whatever it is that you're in love with, okay, whether it be a situation or a particular person, maybe you are in this kind of mindset of being very creative with your love, okay, as far as new ideas of how to create a new sense of love or a love language, okay, within a relationship um, or within a person, okay. Something is being illuminated within you as far as creating this new mindset on love, possibly, okay. So, very nice energy to be in right now, Cancer. Next, we have ownership, which is the energy of your person or the situation between the two of you. Okay, ownership. You acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike, and learn to love them as love. I'm sorry. You acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike, and learn to love them all as lessons. Okay, ownership. So, I feel like this is more so in reference to a situation, okay, and it could be within your relationship, okay, or in reference to starting a new relationship if you're open to one, okay. So, taking ownership of your misdeeds and accomplishments alike. All right, so that's in reference to your situation. Taking ownership. If you've made mistakes, you're taking ownership of them, or your person is, okay? Whichever one, get in where you fit in, okay? If you've had some misdeeds and within dealing with the relationship, it's now time to take ownership, okay? Your person, possibly for some of you, Cancer, is willing to take ownership for their misdeeds, okay? And it takes them all as lessons and learns from them, okay? And loves to be open about taking ownership and accountability for where they've done wrong, okay? If they have, okay? So it's plain and simple, okay? It's about taking accountability for one's actions, whether they be accomplishments or misdeeds, okay? So then the energy between the two of you or the situation is responsibility, okay? Responsibility. You are aware of the power of your thoughts and the amount of love you express. You are aware of the power of your thoughts and the amount of love you express. Responsibility, okay? So, of course, with ownership comes responsibility, okay? In a sense of knowing that it takes two to work on this relationship, okay? If someone else has been putting in the work towards this relationship, it is now your responsibility to kind of add to that, okay? And take ownership if you have not been putting into the relationship, okay? So taking responsibility where you are now responsible for the negative thoughts that you possibly had towards the relationship, and taking ownership for it and trying to make up for it with this creativity towards the relationship, okay, as far as creative ways to fix or correct those misdeeds, okay. So let's get into the Island Time Wellness, okay, a very popular deck among tarot readers when it comes to love readings, okay. What is the main focus for you guys? What are you focused on? This is what we're going to use this deck for. We're going to use one from the top, just like in the Dreamcatcher read, okay. These you can, use for yourself, okay, of what it is that you're actually focused on. That's what it's made for, okay? So let's see what we have. We have paradise. Paradise to start, okay? Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other, okay? Creativity, I feel like this is kind of more so towards that, as far as focusing on creating that happiness and loving on each other, okay? And having a playful type of relationship, may be what's attached to this creativity, trying to um, invoke that happiness within, okay? Maybe at one point in time you were playful with your partner, okay? And kind of need to bring that spice back into the relationship, to revive it in regards to this ownership, okay? Again, the word I keep focusing on is misdeeds, okay? And so right now it's like your thoughts are geared towards creating some form of paradise between the two of you, okay, and how you can do that, okay? And so this is where that creativity comes into play with your energy, okay? So next you have addiction, okay? I shuffled the deck before I started, okay? I always do, okay? Addiction came out in Leo's as well, okay? Just the same as in Leo's, it says codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block and restraint, okay? The person in the card has a heart attached to their ankle by a chain, okay? So, as I said, in Leo's, addictions go far past, drinking, recreational drugs, things of that nature, okay? You could be addicted to love, okay? You could be addicted to possessing someone, okay? Or needing to control the situation, okay? Which is a form of manipulation. Manipulation can be an addiction as well, okay? Addictions go far beyond physical vices. They can be emotional and mental, okay? And so you have to be careful with those, all right? Creating codependency on either side, is an addiction, because you're addicted to having someone, and or your person is there addicted to having someone as well. It's about ownership, thus right here in the middle, no pun intended, okay? Maybe ownership in a sense of the relationship, okay? And for some it could just be a verification of your actual connection, okay? And some people can be kind of addicted to that. It's a force of habit to know where you stand in a relationship with someone, to just be able to say, yes, we are in a relationship, okay? And there could be an addiction to that in a sense of ownership of someone, or controlling the relationship. However, you can't automatically, as I'm about to state, responsibility, being in control of your thoughts, having power over your thoughts. If you're thinking that for someone it's because of, like I said in Leo's, because of a past situation that you were in that kind of involves that kind of situation where someone wants to validate or publicly validate the relationship, okay? But sometimes it's not about doing it publicly, it's about stating the connection with each other. If others know about it, it's to keep others from possibly destroying the relationship, okay? So again, don't think of someone possessing you as ownership of you, or wanting to stop you from doing something. It's something more than that, okay? It's possibly because that is what society has us doing, is stating who we are and who we belong to, okay? In the sense of it stops other people from pursuing you, okay? That's on the thought of some people. Other people believe it's just a sign of codependency when it's not about codependency. It's about stating that you're in a relationship so that way other people do not try to pursue you, okay? So, or themselves, okay? Vice versa. But that's just an example, okay? So, that being said, let's go into the romance angels to figure out what the outcome is or see what the outcome is, okay? Same situation, one from the top and one from the bottom, okay? First message is finances and career, okay? Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, okay? Finances. So, maybe you feel inadequate financially for some of you Cancers, okay? We did kind of touch base on, it may have been you or Scorpio, okay? In regards to wanting to kind of build yourself up to be this particular person, such as a provider within your relationship, okay? And maybe you haven't been that in your relationships in the past, and so maybe that is a key factor for you, and it is kind of hindering your relationship because let's say your person makes more money than you. Do you feel insecure about that? Same situation within Libra, okay, that I stated with Libra. And kind of tying in the relationship pie situation that I've talked about on my channel a few times, okay? If finances are really important to you within a relationship and that is your concern on your end, then of course you have to start looking for better jobs, whatever the case may be, to make sure your finances are where you want them to be in order to be in a substantial relationship where you want to be able to maybe not fully support but be of assistance and contribute, okay? And so maybe you think that is something that's needed in a relationship, which makes you a traditionalist, okay? Especially if it's man to woman, okay? Or vice versa, whatever the case may be, get in where you fit in. Get in where you fit in, okay? But you have to also, while that is a personal goal for yourself, you have to consider whether or not your person considers that as a need in their relationship pie and what's important to them in a relationship. If they never make that an issue to you, then that means that's someone who is financially stable on their own. They don't look for you to take care of them, okay? It would be nice for you to contribute, but I don't think they primarily are looking for you to take care of everything. Now, if something were to happen to them, yes, it does bring comfort in the event that that is, necessary, like in marriage, okay? In marriage, yes, it would be nice if something happens to you where you're not able to work for a certain amount of time, that you can rely on your person to be able to pick up where you're not able to accommodate as far as bills and financially across the board. That is, where it's important. But when you're in a relationship where you live in your own space and your person lives in theirs, you're each responsible for your own finances, okay? When it comes to the point where you're actually building towards something, then yes, that's when it's important. Like if you're trying to get a house with each other, of course, it's good to know that your person has good credit, or you both have good credit in order for you to have good odds of getting a house together, okay? So yes, that's when it's important. But when you're two separate beings, it's important, to the point where you don't always have to hear like, hey, I need help with something, or they're always struggling with something. It can be a red flag if that is important to you within a relationship, someone being able to handle their finances, okay? Um, but again, that's one of those things that is it really a big deal to you. Me personally, I've talked about this before. Finances are really not a big thing for me. All I need to know is that you're able to handle your own business. Okay, you're able to take care of your bills. You're not always struggling all the time, and you do what you have to do to pay your bills within reason. You're not out here harming nobody, and you're not stealing from anybody. That's my only concern, because I take care of myself. Okay, that's what I work for. Okay, I'm not getting paid to do this. This is something that I am doing to help other people become better versions of themselves than they were yesterday. So I work a 9 to 5, 8 to 5, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I do that and I take care of myself. I don't expect anybody to take care of me. I want emotional wealth. Okay, that's what I look for. Okay, I don't look for financial wealth. I can get that myself. Okay, that's just me personally. Okay, so that being said, take that into consideration, Cancer. Next are children. Okay, next are children. Your love life is being affected by children. Okay, so this obviously, is only for a particular set of cancers. Cancer, as you know, and I've said this through the week for the readings. This is for Cancer's sun, okay? But hopefully you're willing to share your energy with other placements and with Cancer in it, because obviously this is collective energy, okay? So you could have Leo in your chart. I've mentioned Libra, and now this is, your Cancer read, and I've mentioned Scorpio. So you could have those signs in your chart, okay? But children are affecting your love life somehow, and it may be tied to your finances. You may not be able to do what you like to do with your person because your finances are tied to taking care of your children. That is a responsibility, okay? It is imperative that you take care of your responsibilities, okay? Do not think that, if children are a big issue for your person, then maybe that's not the person that you need to be with, okay? If they're not willing to understand that, okay? But you won't know that until you have that kind of conversation with your person, okay? You can't automatically assume that someone is not going to be understanding to the fact that your finances are primarily with your children, okay? Now, if your finances and children are kind of putting a hindrance on your relationship, it's, of course, I don't want to make your reading too long, but if you're trying to figure out ways to have a happy relationship with your person, like trips or things like that, and you're not married, okay, this is just an example, and this could, resonate for someone. It could be a channeled example here, okay? But if you're thinking of date ideas, things of that nature that don't cost a lot of money because your children are taking most of your money, school starting, of course, again, be with somebody who is not, has negative thoughts towards children and knows that it takes a lot to take care of children, okay? You have to get clothes, school supplies, pay dues, things of that nature, okay? That should be understandable, but you have to talk to your person and figure out what it is that they like to do that does not cost a lot of money, that does not involve a lot of expenses, okay? Walks in the park, dinner at home. Be considerate of the fact that your person may be able to say, hey, I've got the movies tonight, and not feel insecure about it, all right? I will be totally honest with you. I have paid my own way on a date before, okay? It does not bother me. That's what I work for, okay? And if you can't afford to, pay for me to eat, I'm not mad at it. I'm not. I'm like, I can pay for mine. That's fine, okay? It's about quality time. I've paid for a date. I've paid for a dude to eat before, okay? It does not bother me, okay? I don't have a superiority complex over that person because I'm able to do that. Okay, it does not make me feel good that I'm paying for you to eat, for a man to eat. Okay, for me personally, on a woman's standpoint, and this is just traditionally, okay, if I'm presenting myself as a woman to someone, okay, a woman, in my opinion, for me, I'm not being sexist when I say this, I'm just saying traditionally, okay, I'm a traditionalist. The woman is the nurturer. She provides in the sense of compassion and feeding you. I'm a Taurus. If I feed you, I obviously have feelings for you, especially if I cook for you. Okay, now if I feed you somewhere and I break bread with you, that's something totally different. We obviously have a bond that's going on. You can always bond with someone over food. But if I actually cook for you, that means that I love you. Okay, and I obviously feel something for you. Okay, so it does not bother me to say, you know what, I got this, because it doesn't always have to fall on you. And I'm just independent that way to just prove to you I'm not here for a free meal. I'm here to spend time with you. Okay. And that's just an example. Okay. Same thing with going on a trip, or if you want to go on a trip with them, share the expenses for the trip. If it's a solid relationship. Okay. Concerts, things like that, pay for your own ticket, I'll pay for mine. Let's go in on gas. How about I take the tolls? Whatever the case may be, okay? If you're in a relationship that you can, be supportive of one another, where one fails, the other one picks up, one falls, one picks up, okay? And where it's not a insecurity because your person is always, taking the helms, okay? If it's in regards to children, it should be understandable, okay? And me personally, I have nothing against children whatsoever. I know what it takes to take care of a child. I was once a child and I was raised by a single mother, so I know what she had to go through to raise me, okay? She had to work as hard as she possibly could to make sure I could have the things that I primarily needed, okay? And so do not feel like your children are a hindrance to your love life. It's only that if you think it, okay? And you need to find other ways to be creative, like we had in your energy within your love life, okay? That does not involve you blaming your children because your finances are being hindered by them, okay? Like, I get it and it's rough, but you can easily find a way around it, okay? By talking with your person, okay? So, with that being said, Cancer, that's all I have for you guys this evening. If you guys need a bonus reading, Libra is already due to get one on Sunday because they are the last sign within the collective to receive an energy shout out. You guys already have one prior. You can go on the channel and look at energy shout outs to see. That's a bonus read, okay? After this week, we start all over where I will be picking signs at random for their energy shout outs on Sundays, okay? And so we'll start doing that after this week. Kind of like I said, a bonus read instead of trying to guesstimate who had the best energy, okay? So with that being said, you can go ahead and check that out. That may be helpful to you. Also, the rest of your readings for this week, because I will not see you guys until the first week of October. So until then, peace.